Welcome to a new daily top AskReddit video. Today's topic:
which real-life cheat codes do you know? Talk positive about people behind their backs. I would never say this to her face, but she is a wonderful person and a gifted artist. Quote, what, why wouldn't you say that to her face? Quote, hearing the, we were just talking about you, when on the phone is always lovely to hear. If I get this comment, I like to respond with, it's all true. Quote, really, that makes my stomach drop to hear, I never assume they're saying anything good. Edit, a few people have said, they wouldn't tell you they were saying bad things. Quote, yeah, well, they have. There's a reason I'm gun shy when it comes to phrases like that. Mind you, it's not usually outright mockery. It's more along the lines of talking about all the myriad ways I could be better. Being polite increases your odds of getting what you want, smiley face. Yep, former retail worker here. If you're nice to me, I'll do everything in my power to help you out. If you're an ass, I'm sticking to policy 100% without any inch of movement. The odds increase exponentially too if the person in line ahead of you was an asshole and then you come up and treat the worker like a human being. Worked at a call center for a credit card company. If you ever get hit with a late fee, politely call customer service and ask if there's a possibility of getting it waived. We didn't have to ask a supervisor or anything, just pushed it through. Have done this multiple times now for my own cards. Don't pay late fees. Editing to add, if you do call customer service and they help you out, please stay on the line and fill out the survey and give them all perfect scores. We got big bonuses on our scores and it really meant a lot when people took the time to do it. If you want to complain, do it in the comments box, not on the actual scores. One bad score can tank the bonuses even if it was a bad rating on the product and not the service provided by the agent. I currently work at a call center for a credit card company and can confirm this is a fact. The operative word here is politely. If you're a dick about it, then my amnesia kicks in and I suddenly can't remember where the refund fee button is located and my manager said no. Clean while you're cooking. Related, clean before going on a trip. Last thing you want to do when you get home is housework. Plus you won't dread getting home knowing that it's already done. Okay, funny story. I make a big mess in the kitchen when I cook. I use every dish that I need. My girlfriend at the time, wife now, used to try and get me to clean up as I cooked. When I felt like I had a moment I would try it. But I get so singular focused on cooking and timing that it honestly slips my mind a lot. Well, our first Thanksgiving together I cooked, and I made it a point to clean up what I could as I went. When I was all done cooking I looked back at a pretty damned clean kitchen. I was very proud of myself. So proud that I made a comment, look at the kitchen. I did a good job. My girlfriend looked at me oddly and said, are you kidding me? You didn't notice me coming behind you and cleaning the dishes. Me, no you didn't. Quote, her, you didn't notice you used the same bowl 3 times. I truly had no clue. I was locked into the task at hand. Have friends generationally older and younger than yourself. It's a good one, but also weirdly frowned upon. I have different friend groups. My closest friend group is my age, 7 to 12 of us. I have a group of older friends who we let our dogs play together, 30 to 40 years older. Then I volunteer to manage and coordinate kids who are 15 to 20 years younger, most of them their parents are making them volunteer or it's community service hours. There is something unbelievably valuable to learn from each group, but most dismiss the younger ones because they talk in a lit manner, but on God they have respect for the grind fam. Read that as, my closest friend group is age 7 to 12, and had to double take hol up. Don't put who an email will be sent to until after you have it ready to send so you can't accidentally send an unedited or unfinished emails. Extra tip, if you can't remember who you're going to send it to when you get back to it the next day, just write it at the top of the email above your greeting. Then when you go to reread it before sending, you'll realize you need to remove the name. I always start my email with their name, such as, Hi KSVF Kotsgift, your Reddit name is a bitch to type out without using copy, paste. Please consider this in the future. Thanks, sober dude. Listening greater than talking. I've learned from being quiet that if you listen for long enough, you'll have most of your questions answered without asking the question. I have started asking if we need to bring our own dead horses to meetings or if we will continue to beat the ones already there. Meeting times have dropped a bit. I've learned from being quiet that if you listen long enough, other people will feel the irresistible urge to keep talking and never ever stop. A wise old owl lived in an oak. The more he heard, the less he spoke. The less he spoke, the more he heard. Now, wasn't he a wise old bird? To learn something, repeat it to yourself 3 times on the day you learn it, 2 more times the next day, once the day after that, and you know it, most of the time. Spaced repetition is a technique I have used in designing some learning solutions. Automated phone systems don't understand nonsense. If you need to speak to a person, answer the prompts with things like chicken nuggets or shoelace. It will assume an error in its language system and route you to a person. I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. For billing, say chicken nugget! Exclamation mark. When reheating rice in the microwave, put a little bit of water in the bowl so it heats up fluffy again. Putting an ice cube in works even better. I learned this trick from my Chinese grandmother. No, I'm kidding. From Reddit. Ancient Chinese Reddit wisdom. Very honorable comment. Cutting out daily drinks with sugar like sodas or frappuccinos really helps with weight loss if you do nothing else. I was like, hell yeah, I'm like 3 months soda free. Then I was like, keep my sugar, coffee, cream dessert breakfasts drinks out of your filthy mouth. Quote. I used to drink soda with lunch and dinner. Sometimes more than 1 glass. My mocha latte is once a day. I still lost 15 pounds just dropping the soda. I kept the lattes though. I hate this one. I hardly ever drink soda or alcohol and I'm still fat. Edit. It's wild how many of you think this light-hearted comment is an invitation to give me unsolicited diet advice. Lol, same. It's like those finance tips that tell you to stop buying something you never bought in the first place. When your alarm goes off in the morning, do not think. Only react. If you sit up immediately and start getting out of bed, it becomes a reflex. No more lying in bed for hours, trying to wake up. Now I hear my alarm and brain is alert and ready. I try to remind myself that staying in bed longer won't give me any more rest, it'll just make me suffer longer. Yep, if I need to get up at 0700, I'll set my alarm for 0700 because I'd rather sleep solid till then instead of being roused every 10 minutes from 0630. A fluorescent jacket, a bogus lanyard and a clipboard will get you access to 2/3 of the places that usually aren't accessible. And an angle grinder will get you into the other third. There was a video I saw once of 3 guys seeing how many places they could get into wearing fluorescent vests, lanyards, one had a clipboard and the other 2 carried a ladder. Most places didn't even look twice at them. I think they only got stopped going backstage to a big concert. There's a dude whose channel is just seeing if he can get on the roof of any building he wants. Today we're gonna get on the roof of this hospital, while wearing a hard hat, vest, and carrying a ladder lol. Edit. I tried finding the channel and I can't. I just remembered his hard hat and walking into the hospital lobby, Yal smiling face with tear. Concert access requires all black attire. As a management consultant, 2 of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten are, never be afraid to be the one to end the call, and don't sell past the close. The first one's obvious. Everyone hates that awkward period at the end of a conference call, when it's pretty much over, but no one's ready to just say it. If it's really over, don't hesitate to just say, awesome. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great day. The second one's actually way more important. If you're in a meeting trying to land a contract, and they say, sounds good. Let's do it, then shut up, shake their hand, say, we'll get you a draft agreement tomorrow, and walk out the door. No small talk, and definitely no following up on that point we were discussing in the middle of the meeting that you seemed interested in. There's no upside. You can't make them more ready, they've already agreed. Best worst case is you bring up some kind of new point that makes them want to step back and talk more about the overall plan before they're ready to sign. Worst case is you bring up something they didn't realize, and you scotch the deal before you've left the room. Which I've seen happen more than once. Closing parenthesis. I always thought of your second point as, take yes for an answer. Used to see this mistake all the time when I was a lobbyist. When someone's wrong on the internet, type out what you want to say, then delete it once you've got it out of your system. It's incredibly cathartic. As you organize your sources and logic, you get the time to sort out what you think and why, and you can calm down a bit as you let reason take the wheel instead of your emotions, which lets you realize that nothing you say matters to them anyway. If you find that your finished product is particularly well written, feel free to save it off to the side as a sort of personal study, if you want. Excellent Zen hack. I do this so often. Not only is it not going to matter to them, it's not going to matter to anyone else, and there is a 9/10 chance you'll get downvoted into oblivion. I'll type out a couple paragraphs all the time and then just be like, is this really * worth it? Nope, cancel. Like best case my useless opinion gets thrown into the void of other equally useless opinions and I walk away feeling like I've just wasted minutes of my life for literally no gain. Worst case someone argues my useless opinion with the useless opinion and I walk away wishing I could just meet that person in real life so I can know if they look as dumb as they sound. This one probably falls into the former, but ya never know. Managers, give your employees the credit they deserve for everything they do, especially talk 'em up to your bosses. This is a literal win-win. Your employees love you for respecting them, and your boss loves you for successfully managing a great team. Too many times I see bad managers bring their own egos into the mix, feeling like they need to compete with their own employees to take credit for jobs well done. This does not have the effect they think it has. Best boss I ever had always said, "My job is to make your job easier." Yeah, I'm a manager for a small engineering team. I tell them my job is to remove roadblocks for them. Whatever is standing in the way of their work, I should be removing it. Lack of info from the client or sales. I'll get on them. Need to make a tough decision. I'll do it, and take the blame if we make a mistake. I have more shielding from negative consequences due to my tenure at the company. Need some reference material or case studies. I'll dig through historic jobs and pull out the best ones to go over. I even basically do IT for my guys because I'm a computer nerd, so why not? If the problem or bug is affecting their work, it should be the manager's job to solve it.